Hello, everyone, and welcome to our roundtable discussion about Mad Max. Velville Ryno, say hi.
Hello.
We're here to talk about Road Warrior, Beyond the Thunderdome, Fury Road. So, I guess, all right, we're gonna go ahead and skip the first one, even though
It,
it's a good movie, but we're just gonna kind of skip the origin story.
it, I gotta tell you, I've watched the first one before. It's good, it is,
Hmm.
but it really each movie is really different to me, like in very incredibly different ways. And that one, quite frankly, isn't as good, if I remember right. Yeah, it's the story between Max and his wife and everything. But I think the really Mad Max really hits his stride when it's just Max
Hmm.
doing his thing. Yeah, he has a dog, but that's really what he is about is being the lone road warrior, as it
Hmm.
were, going down, taking out the bad guys. Yeah, he's not a good guy, but he has a heart of gold.
Hmm.
Kind of like Mel Gibson used to be before the racism and craziness.
Yeah,
But yeah,
the millennia
yeah,
hurt some of us
some a lot more than others.
a lot more than others. And I think that's a good theme too. I noticed rewatching all those movies is that like it's not even necessarily about him. It's kind of like him being put in these different situations. Like his kind of journey like in the wasteland, doing his thing and then coming across these situations and people and getting involved in their story.
Well, and that's really the cool part about it is you're seeing it through his eyes, though, and that's where it comes in. Is yeah, Mad Max has this overarching story about him, coming to terms with the death, him causing the death of his family. But it's like you said, he just is kind of there.
Mhm.
He is the MacGuffin in his own movie, which is really weird. He's the thing that makes stuff happen. If it wasn't for him, they never would have gotten the truck back. They never would have been able to run off. I can't remember the villain's name, but the big guy in the truck. Do you remember?
In in the second movie, Road Warrior,
In the second movie. Yeah,
with
it's
the mask on.
yeah, with the mask on. I can't remember his name, unfortunately. But like I said, he takes down that camp with Mad Max doesn't show, if Max doesn't show up.
Yeah,
So
they would have completely taken that out and killed all those
yeah,
people.
yeah. So like I said, yeah, he's the main character, but he's almost also the MacGuffin in his own movie. It's a they're written in a way that is odd, and I can see why some people wouldn't really enjoy it because it's different from what you want. But I absolutely loved it.
I loved it
That
too
movie had that movie was like an hour and a half long. It just did things.
from the
Just
beginning
just
too.
like yeah, it just happened. It that one and a lot of 80s movies did it. I think it was Weird Science was another one that I watched the other day that just happens. Like there's no fat on that movie. It's all plot, it's all relevance happening, and then it's over. And I go, you know what? That was good. You know,
Like
nothing
thoroughly,
I've
really
said better.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm sitting there, I'm like, I thoroughly enjoy it. I think that's actually what I text you. I'm like, I thoroughly enjoyed that. Like, like that was just a good movie.
Hmm.
And that's the thing, something that I believe is lost nowadays because everyone wants the backstory, everyone wants all those flashbacks and stuff. Um, and sometimes I kind of just want my main character doing things. I don't need to know, everything about him. I just want him doing stuff.
Yeah, we don't always need an
And
origin. We want to just see him doing it.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like you
I
said.
just want to see him doing. We know he's a bad Mad Max is a badass, and he's going to go. He's going to save people, and they're going to kill his dog. At which point he has to explode them with great force.
Mm.
So,
By the way, it's
mhm.
Lord Humongous.
Humongous. That's
Lord
right.
Humongous.
Okay. That's the other thing about all these movies is I absolutely love the names. If anybody watching this, if you don't do anything else, go on to IMDb and look up the names of these characters because
Yes,
they are freaking ridiculous.
especially in the first and
Lord
second one. Yeah, or Road
Lord
Warrior and
Humongous.
Thunderdome.
Yeah. Fun fact about the movie that I found. Remember those two really effeminate bikers on the motorbike, the one that had the chains on his neck?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, apparently, yeah. Apparently, as the story goes, the director made very clear that they were just best friends.
Aw.
Yeah, I was like,
Aw.
yeah, 80s. Yeah, they're best friends.
Hey, that's how me and you would
Incredibly
be in the
close.
80s, post-apocalyptic, you know.
Post-apocalyptic. I'll be honest with
I
it's
like the
Channing Tatum and the end of the
Danny
world, or
McBride.
this is the end. Yeah, Channing McBride. I call him Channing Tate Yum, but
he's
they
my
were just best friends.
he's my B, yo. You look at this, he licks my heels. Yep. Sit.
Hi guys. Um. Anyway, going back to that, getting back on track here. Yes, no, absolutely love the movie. From the very beginning when they capture the gyro captain, which by the way, another
Oh, that
fantastic name
guy.
for a character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he captures the stakes and trains them. Um, and he flies a freaking airplane,
That
so
little
why not?
thing, yep.
Yeah, the little thing. I was like, you know what? Cool. um, and
The helicopter dude.
yeah, but that's the other thing about Max that I absolutely enjoy is that he is a main character that just takes no bullshit.
Mm-mm.
I was like, I'm not playing your games. I'm not going to sit here um, and stop in the middle of a fight scene to talk to you. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to stab you, and then you're going to either help me or you're going to die.
Mm-hmm. Well, in that
Um,
situation, like, take no bullshit. You can't fucking trust
well,
anybody out there.
which is the point, which is the post-apocalyptic point of it, but the ruthlessness of it, and I guess that's the another thing about the character of Max that I really enjoy is that he is incredibly ruthless, but at the same time, he'll think back to when he was a cop and go, man, and just help people. When an interesting fun fact that I also found out was when he's eating the dog food while just sitting there watching the camp.
Mm-hmm.
The name of the dog food is actually a reference to a few things. It's like an Australian, not a company, but it's like a saying. It was Dinky D, which is like a large or something like that.
Okay.
Because yeah,
Interesting. I didn't know
um,
that. I remember
yeah,
that scene though. The
yeah,
dog's like,
yeah. Things that I noticed while watching Mad Max, um, and then they go. I'm trying to figure out where to go on this one because the movie just like I said it just kind of happens because in my mind it was all one big lump of plot. You normally with something like this, oh, you have a little scene where it breaks up and has things, and
it's broken up into
but
parts.
here,
This one's just.
yeah, you broke it into parts, and I could think about things in specific parts, but to me it was one long, pretty much action scene, um, which again, something we don't get anymore,
Couple
unless
things,
you're watching like a John Wick or something like that. I guess would be the closest thing anymore. But
which I'm still
uh,
behind on. Forgive me.
you're still what?
Behind on. Forgive me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Most of them were on Peacock, so if you got a chance, I recommend watching them. I actually hadn't seen the first one of all things.
I've only seen the first one.
Well, there we go.
What
Um,
couple things I did notice though, I kind of paid attention to because I wanted to watch when we were watching the series over. I wanted to like just piece things together, like
mhm,
his jacket. Um,
mhm.
I guess that is this. He wears the same jacket, which is really cool. It's like a leather jacket. He kind of has like some padding on it on his
Yeah,
shoulder.
yeah.
Um, also, he wears a knee brace.
Yes, yeah. That was one
Little
thing I noticed.
detail.
Again, they didn't comment on it, which again I absolutely love. They show, they don't tell.
Hmm.
Do you ever find out why he wears a knee brace? I suppose it might be the first movie,
That's the only
which
thing I
we
can think
skipped.
of is maybe
Whoops.
it's referenced in the first movie. Maybe something happened, he got hurt, or maybe just between the first and the second something happened and he
Mhm.
just wears a knee. But he does wear it like I noticed through the movies. He does have like a limp,
Yeah,
and
yeah. Even when Tom Hardy was playing him, he was wearing the knee brace.
mhm.
So uh, it, it consistency. I gotta tell you, I'm really impressed with all the consistency and stuff. We'll get to some of the weirder things, but for the most part, it looks like the director saved a lot of the props from one to the other,
Mhm.
and they just straight up reused them for later movies. Just to, oh, here, hold this. Some guy sitting in the background of a theater will start laughing because you're holding this specific gun. Haha, which again, I love. Uh, it Sorry, I'm losing my track of thought here. It's I got done. I'm sorry. My train of thought just kind of
You're
left there.
good. His car is also awesome. When I say that Ford that he
Yes,
drives,
the Ford, and they're all really impressed with it.
was it a V8?
Um, it's a V8, and they talk about, oh man, you're not one of the last ones.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Fun fact about that, they were actually supposed to destroy those cars after making Road Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, there was one that got saved and bought by a collector, and they had to bring it back for Thunderdome. Like they literally bought the car back from the collector to
Awesome.
use in Thunderdome.
That's awesome.
Um, yeah. So yeah, that is what that is. Um, as far as the emotional things, the kid, the little feral kid,
Oh,
I
the
thought
little
that was a
guy.
nice touch of everything. Um, I also have to believe after a certain point that it stops being a movie and it starts being modern day Australia. I mean, clearly I haven't been there ever,
Me
but
neither.
I'd like to think that the Outback is pretty much just Mad Max with extra gasoline, maybe some solar power. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Couple
you have the
dingoes running
roving
around.
bands. Yeah,
Little
yeah.
less radiation. I would like to think
Little,
so.
not none. A little less
A
radiation.
little less.
Uh,
Because if
and
I,
maybe a little more cursing. I think that maybe that.
right, a little bit more there, definitely, definitely.
Maybe throwing the C word out a little bit more, all that fun stuff.
I assume, yeah, I assume that's a
Mm.
British English thing, So yeah, carry on to the Aussies.
Oh, Aussies.
But I think to, yeah, and like going back to him, kind of being like the side character sometimes to like these other stories that are going on. I notice he has like, for the main character of his own story, he has such little dialogue.
Yeah, I think they said it was something. It was less than 30 lines in Road Warrior,
Yeah,
which I think it said most of them is like, "I'm just here to get my car back," or "I'm just here for the gasoline."
or just
And and that's one thing that these movies are. Like I said, they're masterclass in is the show not tell aspect. Is that yes, they're showing you that his leg is screwed up. They're showing you that his dog and him have the special bond that he doesn't have to communicate. These people are making things out of cars and stuff, and and yeah, and they're desperate because it doesn't like come, you aren't stating your motivations as much as you're showing them and going through things. Um,
it's really
and
immersive.
also, it totally immersion. It feels like a completely built world because, like when the gyro captain tries to take the doctor away in the airplane right before the big battle, they don't ever really discuss that. You had one scene with him saying, "I'll take you out for a ride," but you
Hmm.
don't have them discussing it. You don't have the scene where they're, "Oh, we should sneak off at night. I just don't want to fight." You don't get that scene. You assume it happened
Yeah,
because the director thinks you're smarter than fifth grader, and I respect that out of a movie like this. You know what I mean? Like I wish it seems something more akin. Like I said, it's a living world.
hmm,
Things are happening. You're not seeing everything because you're seeing everything from Max's point of view. But other things are happening. People are going on. The it's not afraid to, at least the Road Warrior wasn't afraid to show things that were disgusting. Specifically the rape scene with the girl.
oh yeah,
The
yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was implied.
Mm, I know.
And leaving the guy for dead.
Yep.
He goes and he saves him, but he eventually dies
That's right,
anyways.
because they left. I remember they
Um,
went out to go do something. They got caught
yeah.
by him, and
Well, they were going to find something to drive the tanker, is what it was, if I remember correctly. And so they got attacked immediately because they had the world's stupidest plan, which was scatter.
I think it was like three
Um,
groups went different, like three. They went three different ways or something. If I
yeah,
remember
they
right.
literally all drove at the same time and just scattered and went,
In the
oh, they
middle of the
won't split
day.
up into three people. There's no in the middle of the day. There's no way this could backfire on us at all.
They weren't the smartest people. Unfortunately, they were
Um,
not.
Movies. I mean, the movie's got to happen. If they were smart, they wouldn't have needed Max. At which point, we end up with a non-movie. Uh, Moving along. Um, the other thing that I noticed is the first off the whole plan of getting the truck and getting everything. I loved it.
Hmm.
He's like, oh no, I saw it 3 miles back. Take the gyro captain, you go up there, you get it started. Um, praying that it start because that was the other thing is that a lot of things that happen in these movies really are left up to chance. Like you know what I mean? Like it's like we gotta go try, and then it's like, well, I hope it works. You know,
What other choice do we have?
yeah, exactly, and it tends to work out for him. But that's what that is. Uh, the like I said, I wish I had more like a stream of thought to talk about here, but I suppose it's just like I said, it's the way the movie was written that I'm going through and I'm seeing all these flashpoints and I'm trying to skip ahead, but it was just so good.
I got two
Um,
for you.
yeah, okay, gotcha.
When now, if I remember right, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't there? I'm gonna call him Mohawk. I don't know if that's his name. The guys we were talking about, the two guys on the
Yeah,
bike.
yeah.
I remember his dude died, and if I didn't, Humongous make him kind of like his bitch after that. Didn't he mess up? Didn't Mohawk like piss him off or something? He did something wrong.
Well, Mohawk was attacking when he told him not to attack.
That's
Mohawk
what
was
it was.
freaking out. Like, we gotta go in. We gotta take him out. We go in. We don't talk. We go in. We fight. And Humongous says, soon, my dog of war.
Right.
Soon.
Soon.
Um, soon, my dog of war. Soon. And shout out to South Park for doing the best parody of that scene ever, because that's the only reason I remember that this well. But it yes, what it was, he was overreacting to the death of what I'm going to call his boyfriend.
His boyfriend, yeah.
His boyfriend. By the little kid who, by the way, I love it when he was throwing that metal serrated boomerang around.
Oh,
It's just such a good shot. Knocks the guy's fingers off, and they come back and they've taped the fingers down with the metal, and he's got like a Wolverine claw.
and I know it's like the
Um,
'80s, so the technology was oof, but still to this day, I think it holds up because I'm just like, oh,
oh yeah, yeah. No, practical effects are one of those things that I will never get tired of, and as we go forward in the whole talking about these, we'll see it more and more. Is that they age fairly well? Like I mean, yeah, the fingers are obviously fake, and yeah, it doesn't look good. But you look at the makeup on that guy with the boomerang in his head; it still looks pretty good.
it looks good.
I mean, uh,
It's good
yeah, I
enough.
mean, it was still like ooh, you know, eh.
And then
um,
that decoy at the end, that was I did not actually see that coming. I was like, damn,
uh,
Max, damn, you did it.
I didn't. I saw it, but I didn't think they'd actually do it. If that makes sense, because that, um, truth be told, that's something I pulled in tabletop RPGs before.
Yeah.
That never works. They always go after it. But when like, oh yeah, we were carrying sand. You've been following the wrong people the whole time. I go, yeah, aha,
Gotcha.
perfect. And they have the old man narrator that is the little kid.
Mm-hmm. Oh
That's
yeah.
probably one of the more 80s, that's probably one of the more 80s things about it. Um, I'm down. I love it. I but I never saw Max again, but I will never forget what he has done for us.
And man, he got
And
fucked up. He got messed
yeah,
up too.
I'm sitting there going, yeah, I guess that's how this movie ends. I guess that's the only way. Because what they did, and I love this so much, is they found a way to separate Max from that big group of people with the oil so that he can keep wandering. I'm not 100% sure if they had another movie in mind when they made this. Um, but I mean, clearly the guy, the writer, I apologize. I don't remember his name. I never do. Um, he clearly loves the character because it keeps bringing him back. Um, and he just writes such good characters for this futuristic setting. They're so ridiculous and they're
So good.
so bigger than life, like the things that we would never see or even think about. He has thought up, created a world around them, and
George
also said,
Miller.
"No, you don't understand. This is how this was it."
George Miller.
George Miller. Yes, George Miller. Fantastic. He creates these characters that are larger than life that would make me go, "What the fuck is going on with you?" And he builds these entire worlds, and then goes, "No, no, no, you don't understand. this is how this would work. You see, you take the water, and because they have the water, they can grow the plants. And because they grow the plants, they have fresher air, and it just goes down the line.
It's like these all make sense. This is things people would probably do.
Things people oil and water, the two things, or oil, water, and bullets, as we learned from Fury Road. But things that they absolutely need. That you know
And will
that
people dress
they
up like bikers and stuff and be crazy? Probably,
well,
yeah.
well, I feel bad for the Australian cows because there is so much leather that I'm guessing it went extinct almost immediately.
Probably.
There's so much leather in the future.
The
Um,
was it SMR or whatever? Those bondage shops got raided.
the
Post-apocalyptic.
the S&M shops,
The
every
S&M
single one.
shops. Yeah.
Apparently, Australia is the world leader in bondage shops. I didn't know that until the apocalypse happens. And I don't know about you, but if I was in the Australian Outback, I would want to wear something like cotton that would breathe more.
Leather and chains does not sound like something I'd be
No,
wanting to wear in the desert.
leather and chain sounds like it would be cooking the fellas down there. You know what I mean? Just straight up, just boiling them eggs in the pouch.
Especially with the
Yeah.
radiation added on there too, like
Oh yeah, we'll see it.
and
Yeah,
lack of water.
so they're enlarged, they're boiling, and they're in leather. It's not a good combination. So for me, I'd wear a nice pair of khakis.
Yeah.
You know, wear a nice pair of khakis. We're gonna have to go the full Steve Irwin. Wear boots and shorts.
Boots and shorts. If I could get a
I
sombrero
mean,
or something, it'd be nice. I don't know.
yeah, see exactly. But no, they went for the leather, and good for them. I mean, I suppose they are technically what you would call mutants at that point. But
Ah.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's intimidating. I would be scared shitless if I saw those dudes coming at me. I'd be like, I'm dead. I'm dead.
hmm Well, the Batman movies have taught me anything. If you throw some neon stuff at them, you're fine. Uh, Batman and Robin, never forget. Uh,
American Express. Don't leave home without it.
Good God. But that's for another day.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
That's a
there we
whole
go.
segment by itself.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. I could probably speak for a couple hours on those by themselves. And we
Yes.
did at length last time. Watch the video.
Yes.
Um, um, anyway, back to what we were saying. But yeah, no, like I said, as a whole package, it's just a nice little you take a little story, you make a little house with it, you put a little box, and it fills the box, it fills everything. But
You do what you want.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Take it, you fill it. It's got some nice, good stuff in there, but you finish it, and for me, I loved it. It was great. It wrapped up really nicely. I really wanted more, which at the time, they didn't have.
I mean, an
Because
hour and a half
you
back
watched the
then
first
was
two.
pretty much it.
Yeah, yeah. Could you repeat that? You were cutting out a little bit.
Oh, I was saying an hour and a half for a movie back then, especially, that was pretty much like it.
Well, yeah, 2 hours for like an epic Oscar movie, like you're going for an Oscar.
Yeah.
Schindler's List, thing, them. But you're right. Back to an hour and a half, they had the little story. It was really compact. It was all like I said, little box. I loved it, but what it did more than anything else is it made me want more. Which is something that I think doesn't happen to me very much when I'm going to the movies anymore. Which shout out for movies reopening. Super excited. I get to actually go to the movie theater again and pay copious amounts for popcorn.
Get your nostalgia.
Yeah, well, yeah, right. Um, but I love the experience, so it's worth it. Uh, but anyway, so what we learned from that is that he clearly had more going on because after Road Warrior, we have Thunderdome,
Thunderdome.
which I found more fast. Like I love Road Warrior as a movie.
But thank you, everybody. We'll be back next
Yes.
week. Check us out Thursday. Well, I don't know when we'll be posting these, but check us out. Yeah.
We'll be trying to do these weekly.
Try and do these
we're having
weekly.
a great time filming them. Like I said, if anyone ever actually watches this, please give us suggestions, in comments or anything like that. I'm always up for watching new movies and discussing them.
Yep.
Leave
Leave comments down below. Yeah, always Rhino, our favorite. Love talking to you.
Thank you, Velville. I appreciate it.
And yeah, leave us comments down for suggestions and stuff. I'll leave some links for like some social media stuff. We got a Discord where you can come in and also leave suggestions for stuff and hang out with us and talk about things because we like to talk about nerd stuff because we're nerds.
Huge nerds.
Huge nerds. And so thank you, everybody, and you have a wonderful day.